What is up, everyone? Let me turn this dark, ominous, creepy music off. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to tonight's live watch party for arguably my favorite video game of all time, and that is The Last of Us, y'all. HBO has done it. They have adapted, like I said, a game that I've played many times. It's been a while since I played it, but it is definitely on top of my list. This God of War, Uncharted is up there, and of course I'm a big sports fan, so NBA 2K, Madden, all that. But as far as like storylines go, characters go, this is it. This is it, y'all. It's been a while since I played it. I remember a lot of the major stuff. I forget some of the more like minute details of some of the characters and whatnot. But hopefully, the beauty of this HBO adaptation is we're going to get some of those memorable moments, of course, right? But at the same time, you got to give us something fresh and something new and something unique, so it's not predictable. And I've read different articles and seen different interviews that the producers and creators who were also part of making this, masterpiece of a video game have said that there will be some changes to some of the story and some of the characters. Some characters and stories will be more fleshed out than it was in a game. So I'm here for it, man, and I'm here for tonight's watch party. This is going to be a lot of fun, man. Again, we do this pretty often with different variety of different shows. But y'all know me, man. I'm an HBO fiend, and I love what HBO has to offer, especially when it comes to Sunday night prime time shows. And this is going to be a big one, man. I predict this to be, if done right. And by the way, I haven't. Shout out to every one of y'all watching live. I haven't seen any of the episodes in advance. This is my first time watching with you all, so you'll get my fresh reaction, first time seeing these episodes. And hopefully, depending on how this does, we can do this every Sunday and make this kind of like a virtual hangout to watch these hopefully great episodes of a great show. But listen, before we get into some more topics and get into the live stream, which the show will be starting in 10 minutes. Come here, Thor. I got to get my dog set up here. But listen, y'all. Appreciate y'all joining me on Sunday. I know it's football Sunday. The Bills won, Giants won, which is crazy. And who else played? I can't remember who else played. They might have played yesterday. But there's football games. There's the Critics' Choice Awards. So many things that you can be watching. So many places you can be at. But the fact that you all are here with me means a lot. So do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. Share this stream so we can get some fans in here to get some good conversation going about this amazing show. Hopefully. And leave your thoughts in the live chat, man. We're going to get to those comments here in a bit and get everything started. But listen, this has been my most anticipated show 2 years running now, because I had it on my list last year because I thought it was coming out last year, which it didn't. But here we are, top of the year, 2023. And what a great way to start off the year with, hopefully, man, hopefully this is a great show. Give me a second, guys. My dog is wilding over there. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back, and we're going to get into some of your questions and get it going. Give me 1 second. To the stream. There we go. All right, so let's see who we got in the building. Who we got joining me live? Let's see. Let's scroll up here. And again, thank you. Rims in the building. Almost time. Yes, it is, Rims. We're looking at about 8 minutes. And apparently tonight's episode, it's like an hour and a half. Let's go. Let's see here. My man Johnny in the building. What's going on, Johnny? Tony Movie Chappie. What's going on, man? Question: have you ever played the game? I have. A second thing before, because I'm going in without. So what I've, and again, Tony, I haven't watched the series, but I know some people that have seen it, and I haven't watched too many reviews because I just want to kind of go in fresh and take it all in my own. But I've heard from some people that you don't have to play the video game to really get a understanding what's going on. 10 plus hours of a TV show. Hopefully they can flesh everything out, and you really don't have to rely on the homework and the research and whatnot. But again, that's from what I've heard, that you don't have to have played the game to get a full understanding of what this is all about, which again, that's the beauty of shows. You got to create your own lane. It is an adaptation of something, but you also got to make your own lane at the same time. First game was a masterpiece. I'm looking. Yeah, yeah. It's like I said, it's one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite. I haven't played video games in so long. It's probably been like 4 or 5 years since I played a video game. But yeah, I double dip too. I rarely double dip with anything, movies, when CDs were things, and let alone video games. But I had it on PS3 first, and then when they remastered, as you all can see, this is the remaster version. I went ahead and bought that one, and I've played through it probably 3 or 4 times, but honestly, it's been like 4 or 5 years since I played this game, and I haven't played the second one because, like I said, I haven't played games in a while. But yeah, man, I'm very, very excited for this. Second game was goated. Well, I haven't heard a lot of positive. Well, I'll take that back. I've heard some mixed reviews on part two, and I kind of know the big thing about part two, which apparently we're gonna begin the season 2 of the show, and yeah, when that moment happens, we'll get to that when we get there in a couple years. But what's going on, Jay Manley? How we doing, man? Hope you're doing well. If I'm not mistaken, Jay, not to put salt in the wound, but I think you're from Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken, right, Jay? Which tough loss. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jay, if you're still here. But shout out to Jay Manley. Jump scares. Hopefully we get some good jump scares tonight. Rims. Hey, Rims. Love this. Well, I love that you're here with us, and I appreciate all 42, 43 now watching live. Again, hit the thumbs up and drop your comments in the chat, and we'll try to get to them before we press play in about 6 minutes, y'all. In about 6 minutes. I got my HBO queued up. And again, if this is your first time watching a live watch party, hopefully you're familiar with the format, but just in case you're not, I will not be playing the episode on the screen due to copyright reasons, right? If I did that, HBO would not only pull the stream down, but I'll probably get a copyright strike from YouTube. So we will not be playing the episode on this screen at all. But hopefully you all have your own means to the show, whether that's HBO Max, HBO, cable, other ways around that. So hopefully you have your way to watch the episode. And once it goes live, I'm going to press play. I'm going to have a timer on the screen so those that are watching the replay can know when to sync their copy up and get the live commentary and whatnot. So that is what we're going to be doing tonight, and it's going to be a good time. And then after that, too, we're going to do like not as long as we did with the House of Dragon after shows, because those were fun, but they were like 2 hours, like 3.5 hours every night that we did those. But we're going to probably have an after show for about 30, maybe 40 minutes and just kind of discuss the episode and dissect it, and obviously take your questions, and maybe we'll open up the stream to some questions and you all can join me live. So we might do that. We'll play around with that when the episode ends. But Mian, what's going on? Thank you for coming through. Let's see. Gonna be brave tonight. That's right, Riz. I know you're not a big horror fan. And this again, remember playing this game, and every time I play it, I normally wait it's like nighttime because it just sets the atmosphere, especially with the clickers and all the crazy stuff this game and this story has to offer. So it's going to be a fun one, Rims. We're all here with you. We're all here with you tonight, Rims. Any horror fans out there, any non-horror fans, we're all in this together. So it won't be too scary, hopefully. Cassandra, how we doing? Welcome. Appreciate you coming through. What did Jay say? I just started playing. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's a beautiful storyline, Jay. Like it's really great. It's really great, man. I'm glad you're playing it, and hopefully we're going to be getting to some, not to give anything away for those that haven't played the game or familiar with the story, but hopefully you have your tissues ready, because again, I don't remember all the details of this video game, but I do know something happens pretty early on that will be pretty heartbreaking. I'll just say that. I will just say that the characters are super ugly, but as long as okay. All right. Let's see here. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, Jay. Excited for this new year. Hope you're doing good, man. And it's been a minute. I'm glad to see you tonight. Essence, what's going on? My man Kevin in the building. Yeah, go Giants. Go Giants. Let me know, Jay. Was I wrong, Jay? You're from Minnesota, right? Minnesota. Yep, my Vikings. Yeah, it was a tough loss, man. Kirk Cousins. I saw the highlights, man. Like, it's 4th and 8, bro. Why are you throwing a little 3-yard pass? But listen, Jay, we're not here to poo-poo on that. We're here to talk about The Last of Us, but hopefully next year, man. Next year will be a good year for the Vikings out there. All right, we are T-3 minutes away, so let me get this screen set up. So all we got to do is press play. So again, once it goes live at 8 o'clock, I'm going to press play. You're going to press play, and we're going to all press play together. Watch this first episode together, and then, like I said, after the episode ends, we will be having like a little 20-minute, 30-minute, depending on the questions and all that stuff, depending on how much meat this episode gives us. We'll go live again, or not live again, but we'll have a little discussion after the episode premieres. All right, let's see a couple more comments here, and then we'll go ahead and see if it's ready to go. Let's see. How's everyone's weekend, by the way? Anyone do anything fun? See any new movies? What was out this weekend? Megan's, of course, still in the theaters, killing it. Of course, Avatar is doing his thing. Was there anything new? I don't think there was anything new, but I know Missing comes out next week, which, keep an eye out for that review, maybe tomorrow on Tuesday. But let me know how your weekend was, guys. Let me know. Uh-oh, got my girl Eve in the bill. Oh, I thought that was Eve. My fault. I thought I saw Eve. Did I see Eve? Am I tripping? I thought I saw Eve somewhere. Maybe not. My bad. But anyway, shout out to you with the comments there. Glad to watch. Yeah, I'm happy. I love watching those, man. They're a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun doing them. What's some of your favorite and least favorite? Well, like I said, Tony, it's been a minute since I played video games, but again, top tier to me is this one. Uncharted, God of War. Big sports fan, so all the Maddens, 2Ks. The first Max Payne is a throwback for me. Yeah, man, those are just something that come off my, like I said, it's been a while. Iowa, that's what it was. My bad, Iowa. But yeah, it's been a while since I've been a gamer. But I knew I knew he was a Vikings. I don't know how I knew that, but yeah. Nisi, what's going on, Nisi? I got your blanket here. Got your blanket because it's cold out here in Missouri. So got your blanket. Shout out to Nisi. Let's see here. Is that discussing Harley? Change the name, but what's good, fam? Used to be this. Yeah. I know. Yeah, I saw the thumbnail. What's going on, discussing Harley? I appreciate the love with the super chat there. It is 8:00, so let me get this thing set up right quick. But shout out to discussing Harley. Is that your new name for your channel, by the way? Which I know you'll be launching this year. But shout out to you. Thank you for the love and the super chat. And all right, it's 8:00, y'all. Let me go on here. Let's get that thing going. All right, it's locked and loaded. Y'all ready, y'all? All right, it's an hour and 20 minutes. Goddamn, I'm ready. I'm ready. All right, y'all. So I am going to go ahead, click on the episode, and I always let the previews play and all the commercials. So I'm going to press play. Y'all ready? It's 8:00. Let me get the timer ready. So on 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, what the hell am I doing? Let me get my headphones ready if I can hear it in my ear. All right. Give me 1 second. There we go. Is it set up? All right, guys. All right, so pressing play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, guys, all those at home, I'm watching the trailer of all the new shows coming out. I don't skip those, and I'm excited for all the new shows. Perry Mason's coming back. Succession. Winning Time. Ooh, True Detective. All right, let me get back to the chat here before the episode starts. What's good, man? How we doing? Oh, and again, thank you, Harley. Thank you again for the super chat. If I didn't say thank you enough, I appreciate you. Thank you. My man B Avery, what's going on, B? How we doing, man? All right. Let's go. Let's see this intro. Good old classic HBO theme. Let's go. I love this cold open. I love this cold open and kind of explaining the virus that this show is going to be tackling. This is great. This wasn't a video game thing, by the way. This is great building the situation. And let me know, everyone at home, many movie fans. Isn't that the guy that was in The Mummy? The brother? The guy that's talking right now, by the way. I love that cold open, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Get used to this for the next 10 weeks. Love the score for this movie or video game. Let me know, everyone, how we feeling about that opening, man. Again, for any video game fans out there, that was new. That kind of backstory explaining the fun guy that ultimately, if you've seen the trailers, is going to infect the world. That was pretty interesting. I'm very curious if there will be any further flashbacks to, because that was very specific to go to 1968. And again, I haven't played the games in years, so I don't know. I don't remember any flashbacks of a sort that go that far back. But I like that because, again, this is a TV show. You got to build things up, you got to explain things, you got to really flesh things out. So I appreciate that. It's a great title sequence too. All right, y'all. Are we gonna go to present day? 2003. Yeah. This is so great, man, because again, from my vague memory, I don't remember getting much of Joel and Sarah. So this is fantastic. Dude, this is so great. This is so great because again, I hate to keep bringing this up, but this was a game I played a few times. I don't remember that much backstory prior to the outbreak. Here we go. Here we go. I like this young actress, by the way. She was in another HBO show a couple years ago with Jude Law. Third Day, I think was the name of it. She was great in that, and really excited to see her continue to build her resume. She's a young, great actress. I'd love to get to spend a little bit more time with this character. Really building the characters. Boy. Yeah, yeah, man. And I love that we get this backstory because again in the game, it just it shits the fan pretty quickly. So it really just kind of sets the mood, get the characters, get them know 'em a little bit before the ish hits the fan. Love it. And the guy that plays Tommy, he's great too. I know people poo poo on Terminator Dark Fate, but I thought he was a pretty good Terminator. He's also great in everything else too. Ghost Rider, a little bit I saw that on Agents of Shield. Shout out to the Philippines. Shout out, shout out. Hey, what's going on, Shelter? Last of Us opening did with The Walking Dead never. Great call. I was going to bring up The Walking Dead because I think if this show hits, it can be on that level of like water cooler talk, popularity, and stuff like that. On top of having the video game fans like myself. So yeah, really great point, Shelter, on the this explaining the infection, unlike The Walking Dead. I gave up on this show season 7. I can't remember, but yeah, great call, great call. Flashbacks to the 7th grade on Simpsons. And what's so great about this so far, I mean, we can see the ambulance and the cops and the SWAT. It's just like slowly building, slowly building. Yes. Yeah. Stuff starting to go. Gosh. And her dad and her uncle are out doing a job. Oh man, this is gonna be good. And I'm so curious to know how violent this show is gonna get because the video games it gets pretty brutal. Ugh, raisin cookies, gross. I want to say something, but I don't want to get into the video games too much. But again, I just really appreciate all this character stuff that we're getting with so far, especially with Sarah's character. I really appreciate it. Y'all see grandma in the back there, y'all? What's going on? God damn. Here we go. Here we go. I love it. That's a great set right there. That's a great. Oh, did I miss it? You said was there something in the DVD rack? Look at that dog. Dogs know. Dogs know. I got a dog who's hiding in the kitchen right now, but they know, man. Who puts raisin cookies? Well, first off, raisin cookies to me are straight L. I do not like raisin cookies at all. So, jeez. Yeah, I was about to say, Johnny. I mean, it's when we see the clickers, man, y'all not ready. Y'all not ready. Hopefully, it's done fantastically. You can feel the tension. Yeah, same here. Same here, Kate. Oh, don't get nervous yet, Mario. Don't get nervous yet, my friend. Shout out to Pedro Pascal, man. He got this show until like April, and then March is Mandalorian. Man, shout out to Pedro. Come on, Thor, you missing the show, man. Get in here. What a good daughter. What a great daughter. What a great daughter. What movie is that, Camus? What movie was that, guys? I missed it in the chat. It looks like it was. Is that Vin Diesel on the cover? Got this big old ring light in my face. Can't see some of this small print. Get up, everybody. Come on. Matter of fact, my dog was born in 2013 when this game released. You should watch it, bro. Say what's up to the people, Thor. Don't lick it. Say what's up. All right. Sorry, everybody. Oh, man. Gonna have to leave home. No good idea there, Joe. And you would imagine, too, just knowing that he has to leave home to get his brother out of jail, it's probably going to build some tension, you would think, between the two brothers. But I guess we'll find out. All right, HBO, let's see that budget. Let's see that budget, HBO. Let's see that Game of Thrones, House of Dragon budget. Because this is the first, like, zombie-ish show HBO has ever produced, if I'm not mistaken, on this scale, of course. Let's see that budget. You ready, Thor? Y'all ready at home? For anyone that played this game here, anyone played this game, this will say a lot how this sequences play out. This will say a lot about the series. Oh man, you set up for this one. Sarah, come on now. Dogs, no, you gotta listen to dogs, man. And this one over here, when he goes crazy, I know something's up. Well, that's not true because he's always crazy, so I might not know the difference. All right, here we go. Rims, if you're still watching this, I hope you got the lights on because it's about to get crazy. Yeah. Utaka, what's going on, man? Pedro knocked out of the park with the show. It's good to hear, man. Good to hear. Shout out to Utaka, man. That's my guy. Big horror fan. What year is it? This is 2003. And there's gonna be some time jumps going on. But yeah, this is 2003 right now that we're looking at. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, 2003. Dolls let you. I'm telling you, man. Oh snap! Did I missed the first. It says a lot how they handle this. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, look at her mouth. Yes. Oh hell nah. You gotta get out of there, Sarah. Here we go. Here we go. Strap up, everyone. Shoot. Real talk, man. How would y'all handle a zombie apocalypse? Are you getting in the car, going to high ground? You stay in the house, locked in the basement? What y'all doing, man? Oh damn. Yeah, I'm liking it so far, man. Yeah, for sure. Damn, man. That's the one thing you gotta get prepared for with Joel is complex, man. Complex. He's not your traditional quote unquote hero. Oh, is that? I didn't know that was her daughter. Now that you say that, she looks just like her. Oh, should listen to her. This is literally the video game right now. Like seriously, the shot that this from the backseat perspective, from Sarah's perspective, this is literally a shot for shot from the video game. This is so far so good for me from being a video game player, man. This is bringing back memories. Can you imagine that, man? That's got to be terrible, man. That the airplane. Mm. Oh, ooh, bravo, bravo. That's the benefit of having the creators being involved with this. You get to relive these moments on a live action scale. Ah, I wish I could see this in like a theater. Oh man, that was great. That was great. Yeah, Johnny. Like literally, like it's literally that's literally from the video game, and they captured that perfectly. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, definitely intense. Holding your breath. Yeah. Yep. 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 Yeah, if y'all just tune in, I appreciate y'all watching, joining me on tonight's watch along. Hit that thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Ooh, Thor, don't get scared. Don't get scared. God damn. He didn't bring the gun, right? Oh, damn it. Yep. Yep. Yes. Yes. These are my type of brainless, zombie-ish type of this mindless, chaotic. God damn. That's how you build suspense right there. Mm. Tell y'all something right now. I remember playing this game in 2013 and bawling my goddamn eyes out. That's why I'm able to kind of refrain from getting emotional now because I've played the game a couple times. But you never forget. Never forget. And as a fan of the game, y'all, I gotta say, well done adapting that scene. It gives me high hopes for the series. Well done, well done. And 20 years later. Which, by the way, I think the game was in 2013, right? So now they're making it. They're in our real time, 2023. Yeah. Damn, that looks. It literally looks like the video game too. The backdrop of the city. I'm wondering if there's gonna be any scenes or moments or episodes that are gonna show you what happened between those 20 years. Because I don't remember the video game really tackling into that. Yeah, it's just a very emotional show. Yeah, same here, same here. Yeah, like I said, I wonder if they're gonna explore that 20 years at all. Because, like I said, I don't remember them doing that in a video game. There's Mr. Joel, 20 years later. Hey, children. Yeah. Yeah, like I say, guys, this Joel will be a very, very fascinating character to explore, especially in a format of a TV show. And the games did it excellently. I mean, it was 8, 10 hours worth of video game play. So he's a very complicated individual, especially after losing Sarah. A smuggler. It's a beautiful score. And shout outs to the production team for really capturing this apocalyptic Boston area. Yeah, man. I know the sections of the government ain't playing around in this world. I remember Joe pushing weapons. I don't remember him pushing P. I don't remember that. Fireflies, baby. For real. Now he's a smuggler, man. Again, that giving too much away, but yeah, he's definitely, like I said, a very complex character. Oh, Tess. This is a great character, y'all. Very great character. Very great character, from what I remember. Very great character. She got that edge to her, which I love. What's the Fireflies? Yeah. So I don't remember. I don't remember all the little details, but Firefly is very important to the story, the resistance, if you will. Oh, the Ellie, yeah. Love Ellie, man. This is a just she got her smart her young Ellie. Isn't the quote like, if lost in darkness, look for the light or something? The Fireflies mantra. Yeah, Nisi, yeah, that's her. It's a Game of Thrones reunion, y'all. Yeah, for sure. Yes, 100%, 100%. Game of Thrones reunion. Come on, Thor, sit down. Yeah, there's definitely, especially in this world, some very, very dark stuff out there. Trust me. Classic video game stuff. Got to get your gear. Joel with his backpack and his hammer and his all his equipment, his map. As I watch. Yeah, if everything goes well, tonight, which has been fun so far. Yeah, we'll probably do this every Sunday. But again, thumbs up, share. We gotta have some fun. And then after this, we'll be talking about the episode a little bit more in depth. But yeah, that's the plan. Sounds like they're doing something a little bit different than Tommy, from what I remember from the game. I do remember the character by the name of Robert, because this sets up a chain of events. Yeah, I don't remember Tommy. Yeah, I remember Tommy being. It's a different situation with Tommy in the game, from what I remember. I remember Joel. Anyway, we'll see how it plays out. Just want to double check. Yeah, that's so cool. Marlene, this is the same actress that voiced the character in the video game. That's what's up. And also, I know there's going to be other voice actors that will be in the video or be in the show, not playing their same characters, but spread throughout. That's pretty cool. I love that. Come to say that voice sounds so familiar. I'm like, that's dope. They didn't do a Soka thing where they didn't bring the actress in. But I think Ahsoka's gonna be in good hands with Rosario. Yeah, Ellie is very, very, very important, y'all. That's dope that they brought her back to voice the character. That's so. Pedro's really doing a good job as Joel, man. For y'all wondering, he's one of there's a lot of people that try to recruit people into the Fireflies, and that's what was happening right there. Another video game plot, very very beat for beat. Mm. Yeah, she does. How we feeling so far, everyone at home? First time watchers, video game players. You guys enjoying the show so far? Character developments, backstories, building building of relationships, established relationships, new relationships. How y'all feeling the Last of Us so far? I'm digging it so far. To answer my own question, I'm digging it. So you got some questions here. Isn't Robert dead? I guess we'll find out, my friend. A car battery is worth more than gold in this world. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Awesome. That is great art design. Pretty sure that's a shot from the game as well. That's some great art design right there. Get ready for that action, y'all. Introduction. Dynamic duel. So it begins. Okay, so they are playing to some of that plot that I remember from Tommy. Hmm. I'm liking the actress playing Tess, but for whatever reason, I see Carrie Coon would have been great for Tess. But I'm enjoying all the performances so far. Just reading the comments, loving it. Are there any good horror movies from this year? Oh, ton of them coming out this year. The only actress that got back to play her. Yeah, Jay. Yeah, she's the only. I know. There's gonna be other voice actors that voice characters in the game that will be in the show, but yeah, she's the only actress that was playing the same character she played in the game, which is pretty cool. This relationship is gonna be great. Gotta imagine it's his first time probably being around a girl of her age and Sarah. Mm-mm. I'm liking her portrayal as Ellie so far, man. It's a big role for her to take on. Yeah, man, I love Carrie Coon. She's in Gilded Age. Yeah, yeah. And she's a busy actress. Goated already, huh? Goated already. Very, very impressed by the set designs, y'all, and really capturing that sense of destruction, chaos, very apocalyptic. It really is capturing a world that's been lived in. It doesn't feel all new and shiny. Shout out to the production team, man. That's homeboy. That's your plug. Yeah, yeah. That's from Game of Thrones, yeah. Mm. All he sees is that moment from 20 years ago. There we go. Here we go. That's it, right? And I got another minute. Wow. Look at that shot. Got a long road ahead, y'all. Look at that. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. 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 Okay. Do they have a little after show? You guys gonna watch the after show with me, and then we'll kind of get into take a quick bathroom break, refreshment break, and then we'll get into a discussion. But put your scores in the chat, y'all. Put your scores in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate episode 1 of The Last of Us? Let me know in the chat. Yeah, let me turn this off. Put your scores in the chat. How we feeling? How we feeling, y'all? I'm gonna rewatch this tonight, by the way. Take it in a little bit more, and not have a light in my face the whole time. But put your scores in the chat. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate this first episode? Also, let me know who was your MVP for the episode. And by naming one person doesn't downgrade any of the other performance, but who stood out to you in this first episode as far as performance wise? So score and your MVP. I got the preview for this season. Oh wow. In the weeks ahead. Gosh, look at that production. Look, this cast is ridiculous. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We in it for the we in it. This is early, but this might be the best show of the year, y'all. It's early, but man, if they hit those notes like they did in the video game, you're looking at the best show of the year. I'm sorry. I mean, we got a lot of great TV to look forward to this year. Succession, Barry. All right, let's check out this after show. How long is the after show gonna be? I wonder. Hey, we're gonna watch this little after the credits thing. If y'all want to watch this with me, then we'll get into the discussion. We run to the restroom after this, but I want to see this kind of behind the scenes. But again, let me know in the chat for everyone that's maybe joining in or still or popping in now. Put your score in the chat and put your MVP of tonight's episode in the chat for me. And I'm gonna read them off here in a little. I'm just looking at little after show. Let's see. Let's get to the chat here. Looks like Godzilla did. We got some fires in the chat. We got okay. Zia got a 10. Okay. We got 9.5, 9.5, 8.5, 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Mario with a 20 out of 10. Dan with the 9. Nisi with the 9. MVP, Joel. Mary got a 10. Definitely. I'm going to rewatch this tonight for sure. Joel, yeah. I'm right there with y'all. I think Joel, Pedro, yeah, he brought it. He brought it tonight. I'm listening to the podcast. Oh, they got a podcast for this? Dope. Wait, wait, this ain't about to be 45 minutes, is it? No, it's only 3 minutes. um, yeah, I might have to check out the podcast. See all the little details and all the stuff behind this episode. Let's see here. The girl from Yellow Jacket. Yeah. She's a great actress. I can't think of her name right now. She's great in everything she's in. Joel. Yeah, I got Joel as my MVP too. My man Jay got a 10. Joel. Yeah, I think so. Joel definitely is my MVP. Um, I love Marlene. I love that they brought the actors back. That's so great. Um, but Joel is my MVP. For anyone that's just tuning in now, I'm just watching the behind the scenes of the first episode. And the actress that plays Marlene is just talking about how she's so grateful to be given the opportunity to play the character twice. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Mm, that's really, really cool. Mm. And it's listen, it's not always true that you bring the creators in to be a part of an adaptation. Because medium's different, right? Comics are different than movies. Games are different from TV shows, so it doesn't always translate well. But I think it was a great on HBO's part to bring the creator of the video game to be a part of the writing. Um, in a similar writers' room. It's not just Neil working on the story. I know they had a writers' room assembled for this, so I really think having that authenticity from the creator is really going to make this show stand out. I really love that they brought him in. Mm, mm. Just in parallel, just talking about the differences of Ellie and Sarah, and how Ellie's more adapted to violence. Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that was great. All right, y'all. So that is the end of the episode, the end of the after show, little talky talk that they have at the end of the episode. We're gonna continue to go live. I'm just gonna take a quick bathroom break. Uh refill, replenish your drinks and your treats, and we're gonna come back. So don't leave, hang tight. I'm gonna run to the restroom, and then we're gonna do a little discussion about the episode and talk about it. So I will be back, and I will see you guys in a couple seconds, a couple minutes. Here, let me get the stuff set up here, and we will back. are back. All right. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Just took a little quick restroom break, and now we are into tonight's discussion of the premiere episode of Last of Us, which was titled "When You're Lost in the Darkness." Which, again, for my video game fans out there, that is something a quote that we probably remember pretty well. But here, man, we are here spoiling the first episode, which thank you to everyone that's still here from watching the watch party. We watched it as a community live for the first time. I didn't get the screener, so this is my first time watching episodes, and we saw some scores, we had some MVPs, and now it's time to talk about it. Now it is time to talk about it. So again, guys, if you haven't seen the show, we are about to spoil it, discuss it, and if there's any takers out there, we might do some invitations. We might have some guests that might want to hop on. If that is the case, let me know. Hit me up on the Twitters or the DMs on the Instagram and let me know if you all want to join me and share your thoughts on tonight's premiere episode of The Last of Us. But if you join us tonight for the first time, I'd let everyone know up top, I am a video game owner of The Last of Us. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm just going to say it right now. Great job. Great job. Matter of fact, I got something for tonight's episode. Let me go ahead and play this. Round of applause. Round of applause for a incredible first episode. What this episode did for me. So taking it from the beginning, just kind of navigating through this hour and 20 minutes. Number one, the recapturing of the opening sequence was fantastic. For those that have played the game, knew what was coming with the death of Sarah. And what I loved about this, and again, I haven't played the game in a while, but I remember some of some of the details. But I don't remember spending that much time with Sarah in the video game and kind of establishing this relationship between Joel as well as Uncle Tommy, but just seeing the innocence of Sarah and I really thought that was brilliant to kind of give us a little bit of that, spend a little bit more time with her because in the video game, it's not that much time spent with her. But I really appreciated that, but also just kind of establishing what Joel lives for, right? Which is Sarah. That's his number one priority, keeping her safe by any means necessary. And that moment, even though, I didn't cry on stream, but I played the game quite a few times, so I knew it was coming, but it still was captured well. They did a good job of really building the tension to get to that point of when, it hits the fan. So I thought that to me let me know that this show was in good hands. Of course, they got the creator of the game and the writer, but it doesn't always bode well, right? Just because you have someone that's attached to the original IP doesn't always mean it's going to translate well to video game, to, small screen. But I thought that was great the way that they recaptured that. And then getting into the time jump. And I mentioned in the stream, and I'm very curious if they're going to do this with the show, if they're going to explore any of Joel's backstory in regards to that 20-year gap. I wonder if they're going to explore that time period at all, a little bit more on the relationship between Tommy and Joel and kind of where things went wrong and having Tommy being part of the Fireflies. I wonder if they're going to dive into that and some of the other characters' backstory. But as far as establishing 2023 in Boston, I mentioned it in the watch party, and I'll mention it again, the set designs, how the world felt lived in, the production, the artwork. I mean, hands down, was absolutely great. So I definitely want to applaud that. But as far as the story that we get within the current timeline, taking this time, that is something that I really appreciate about tonight's episode. Taking its time, establishing these characters, establishing the relationship, establishing the world and where they live in. I thought that was great because, of course, any other show in not the right hands, when it has, zombies and action and guns and fighting, an hour and 20 minutes, there really wasn't a ton of action. I'm okay with that because I know the action's coming, but that's not what's so great about this game. Number one, I mean, it's great action, don't get me wrong, but it's these characters. And I love how they established that very early on, establishing how the Fireflies fit into the scenario. What's the military like in the scenario, Joel as a smuggler, him and his relationship with Tess, all that stuff to me was just really, really well done. Because again, you got to care for these characters before stuff really goes crazy and we lose some characters, we meet some characters, we really see how this world has become very cruel. As they said in this episode, and it's very much the truth that there's worse things out there than the clickers, than the infected, and we're going to see that in this show. But I really appreciated the taking its time in tonight's episode and really establishing what tone, what type of things we can look forward to. So I thought that was brilliant. So I asked the question during the live stream when we did the watch party, the score, and everyone gave me their 9s, their 8s, their 10s, their 20s. I'm at a 9. I'm at a 9 out of 10 because I think there was a lot of stuff that they did excellently, did really well. I don't even have an issue with it, but I wish the score was more prominent because I love the score of this video game. It had hints throughout the show, which was brilliant, but I wish it was a little bit more in the forefront. But besides that, that's like a minor thing. The show, to me, did a great job of premiering what I hope to be one of the best shows this year. So 9 out of 10. And as I mentioned in the watch party, my MVP is Joel. Pedro. The year of Pedro, the year of Jonathan Majors. I don't know who's gonna have the better year. Pedro or Jonathan Majors. But no, Pedro was great in this episode, and I really thought that he not only embraced the different complexities and layers of Joel, but then actually bringing it to the forefront and really showing you before and the after, before Sarah's death, after Sarah's death, and just seeing where he's at mentally, him just losing it on that soldier at the end, just kind of, is payback for what happened to Sarah. I thought that Pedro really, really ate it up in tonight's episode. But yeah, man, that's kind of my general impressions, my general thoughts, my first impressions of the episode. Pretty fantastic. And this makes me happy because I wasn't nervous because, again, HBO, the creators of the game, is involved in the show. The talent in front and behind the camera, people that was a part of Chernobyl, and a couple other great projects. I knew it was in good hands, but you never know. You never know how things shake up. But I thought that this was a great way to start this journey that I'm excited to go on. I believe it's 10 episodes, so I'm excited to go on this journey with y'all week to week. So that's my thoughts. But let me shut up and get to you guys' comments here. And again, I appreciate every single one of y'all that join me at the watch party, that's carrying over to the discussion. I really appreciate y'all. So let me and then for anyone that's joining us live, hit the thumbs up. Let's get the thing going. Jay says could be one of the best. Oh yeah. And I've been saying this for years, Jay, that video games adaptations, the whole idea of such big games, Last of Us, Uncharted, Warcraft, all these games has been adapted, Resident Evil, so many games has been adapted over the years to take 8-10 hours worth of gameplay and story and characters and to kind of cram it into like a 2-hour film. It's just a recipe for disaster. And I've been always an advocate of like, put these great stories on TV. But understandably so, during all those games as mentioned, TV wasn't as prominent as far as like having a place like HBO adapting stuff like this, Netflix, Amazon, so on and so forth. So the landscape of TV was much different. But I think moving forward, this is the way, right? This is the Mando way. This is the Mandalorian way. This is how you do complex games. Put them on TV and put them on good networks like HBO. Put them on networks or streaming services like Apple TV, which I think is one of the best streamers as far as giving their creators freedom. Netflix is I'm kind of, Netflix has been pissing me off lately, especially with the cancellation of $18.99 recently. But Netflix, anyway. HBO, Amazon, AMC is another great network that has a lot of great stuff that they offer. So I think moving forward, this is the blueprint. I know not Game of Thrones, but God of War is said to be on Amazon, which I'm excited for. Was BioShock? They announced that BioShock's gonna be adapted into a TV show. I think I read that somewhere. I think Amazon picked them up too. So yeah, I think this is the blueprint, y'all. Moving forward, put this stuff on TV. And then if you want to do a movie, do like a series finale. Put that in the theater. But let's try to make this work, y'all. Let's get these shows, these great games on a network. Let's see. Xavier gave it a 9. Oh, I thought this was episode 1 live stream. Yeah, it was. Who directed? That's a good question. I don't know who directed episode 1. I'm gonna check that out when I rewatch it tonight. Claps, claps, claps. This episode was spot on. It was loyal. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Um, but like I said, guys, if there's any of you all that would like to, because I'm not going to do the whole like 2 hour streams that I did for House of the Dragon, but if anyone wants to kind of come on for 10-15 minutes and kind of share their opinion on this first episode and kind of what worked, what didn't work for them, by all means, I will open the StreamYard link up to anyone that wants to join me. If you want to join, hit me up on either Instagram or on Twitter, and I will send the link to you, and you can hop in if you want to. No pressure. Again, this is just the first night. We might do these after shows moving forward after tonight's episode. But I figured I'd open up the phone lines, open up the StreamYard if anyone wants to join and share their opinion. But again, just hit me up on the DMs, and I can send you all the link. But outside of that, man, we just started this year. And I think we already might have a runner-up for one of the best shows. This is going to be a great year for not only movies, but TV shows, man, and HBO in particular. Not only is this going to be a banger, hopefully, we got 9 more episodes to determine that. But based on episode 1, I think we got a great show on our hands. Barry's coming back this year. Succession's coming back in a couple months. And there's probably a couple other shows I can't think of right now that HBO has up their sleeve. Winning Time season 2, Love and Death, the new Elizabeth Olsen show looks great. There's a lot of other stuff they got coming down the pipeline, and that's just HBO. That doesn't even include Apple TV, Amazon, Netflix. It's going to be a great year for TV, man, and I think this is just a great way to kick off the year, man. I'm really excited for this year for TV, y'all. I enjoyed the episode in the watch party. Well, I enjoyed you coming through. May says, I really enjoyed the watch party. Hope we keep going. Yeah, like I said, after tonight's stream, we'll look at the numbers, the analytics, and see if it's something that we can do on a weekly basis. Greg. Okay, what has Craig directed? That name sounds familiar. I know, like I said, a lot of the people behind the show worked on Chernobyl, so I'm pretty sure he's probably one of the creators of Chernobyl, or one of the directors for that show. But he did a good job. He did a really good job of directing tonight's episode. Very, very well done, executed. And someone actually mentioned it too. The tone and the vibe was excellent. Like that sense of, kind of that sense of like, where do we go from here? And just kind of that day in, day out type of lifestyle, where it's just like you either eat or you get eaten, right? Chernobyl, yeah, I know he was part of Chernobyl. And what else has he done? Also a writer. Yeah, he did a great job in Chernobyl. Yeah. Great job, Mr. Craig. Great job. Let's see here. Yeah, Winning Time. I can't wait for that to come back. Man, I'm glad the show stuck so closer to the source material. Looking forward to seeing what they do. Yeah, HBO's HBO has learned. I mean, I would hope they learned their lesson with Game of Thrones, right? And kind of going off the beaten path and that final season. But yeah, it's great that they've and again too, I didn't need them to be beholden to the video game, but as you mentioned, sticking the tone is what's important, right? You can deviate towards certain things, which I'm pretty confident this show is going to do that. We're going to probably get more backstory, more establishment of some of the secondary characters that didn't really get as much plot in the video game. So I'd imagine we're going to get that in the show. But I was happy that they've embraced the foundation of what makes that game a masterpiece, which again is the characters and the relationships, but also, like I said, that sense of dread and the tone was excellent. So I totally agree with you there. Let's see. Can we also get some? Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Like that was one of my. I gave it a 9 out of 10, but I wish the score was more in the show. But it was great to hear that classic score from the video game. But yeah, like the production across the board was fantastic. I love that we get a little bit more. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love that we got to spend more time to see that development, that relationship, the importance of how Sarah was just so pure, so perfect of a kid for Joel, someone that's kind of on. We'll see in the show that he has some demons, but I love that she balanced them out, and we got to spend more time with her, and it's almost And they said so much so in the little after show they had in the episode after the episode that they said that if you weren't from the video game, you would have thought that the show was going to be Sarah, right? That we were going to be following Sarah throughout this story, but unfortunately, that didn't play out that way. But yeah, I love that we got to spend more time with them at the beginning to really establish that relationship. That was great. Hope we get more. Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, I would love to. If you guys have been part of this channel for a while, we do a lot of watch parties, but I love doing these after shows. We did a ton of them last year with White Lotus, Atlanta. What else did we do? House of the Dragon. So yeah, this year I'm planning to do more watch parties / discussions after. So yeah, that's the plan, man. It's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a really, really busy year, which is great because I love the stuff that we got lined up in the pipeline for shows and movies. So, but yeah, this is hopefully one of many that we can get into tonight. But I'm trying to think of anything else, man, as far as to look forward to with this show. I think to me, the Joel and Ellie relationship, obviously it was only 20 minutes of the episode that we got to really see them on screen together. But I think so far, I'm pretty satisfied with what they've established so far. And Ellie, I think the young lady whose name's slipping right now, she's really embraced the more, silly is not the word I'm looking for, the more comedic, more the levity, because that's what Ellie is, a smart aleck in a video game. She is quick witted. She is, she's great, and she's so great in the game. And I think that the young lady that plays Ellie really captured that side of her. I'm really intrigued to learn, to see the other sides of Ellie that we get from the game. But I think so far she did a good job. And more importantly, like I said, that dynamic between Joel and Ellie, again, it wasn't a ton of scenes, but you can tell that relationship is going to be really focused on, is going to be really something to explore. And I'm really excited to see what they give us in those two roles moving forward, because that's the heart of the game, and the heart of the story is Ellie and Joel and that relationship, and especially Joel looking at Ellie and being protective of her, because like I said in the watch along, you would imagine this is the first time excuse me, Joel has been around someone of Ellie's age since losing Sarah. And you see that kind of that coldness when we see him unloading the bodies from the truck. And the one young lady was like, I can't, when we saw that kid that was obviously had passed away, is like, I can't do this. And Joel's just like, I can, because he's at this point, he's lost, he's so far gone. But now Ellie's kind of, as the show and the story goes on, we're going to see him get more into that protective dad mode as he was for Sarah and losing Sarah. So I'm really excited to see that dynamic in the show. But so far I'm pretty excited to see, based on tonight's episode, that relationship develop over the next 9 episodes. I missed the watch party, but definitely tune in. Hey, no worries, man. Definitely tune in next week. By the time I'm done with this discussion, I'm gonna put time codes and everything in the description, so you can kind of know when the watch along started and when the discussion started. So I'll do that too, so make it easier for the replay. Shout out to the replay gang. Jay says, I'll jump in if you didn't mind. I'll jump in for Jay, hit me up, man. Like I said, if you follow me on IG or on Twitter, I can share the link, and you can definitely join Jay and share your 2 cents on tonight's episode, man. Definitely would love to hear your thoughts, man. I haven't virtually spoken to you in a while, so definitely, Jay, and that invites anyone. If anyone wants to hop on for, like I said, we're not going to go as long as we did with those House of the Dragon discussions, but if anyone wants to hop on for 10 to 15 minutes and kind of give their thoughts on tonight's episode and what they really enjoyed, and maybe some things that didn't work for them, I will definitely open up that invitation to anyone that wants to join tonight. Just let me know in the chat, and then, like I said, if you follow me on Instagram or on Twitter, I can share the link with you via those social media platforms. Matter of fact, let me copy it now. And like I said, Jay, I'm pretty sure we follow each other on IG. Just hit me up, Jay, and I'll share the link in the DMs, and we'll get some other great people's thoughts on the episode. Just send the link to myself right quick. There you go. But yeah, man, like I said, as far as tonight's episode, production fantastic, the tone, the atmosphere, the performances were really great, and like I said, I can't stress it enough. how much I enjoyed how the show took its time. Like I said, it's super easy, action heavy, visual effects heavy, but they took its time to really establish these characters and establish this world. So I really appreciate that element. Okay, Jay, I think I think I see your message, my friend. Let me copy this and put it in the chat. But if anyone's joining us that wasn't a part of the watch long, go ahead and let me know in the chat now, the live chat. What did you rate tonight's episode on a scale of 1 to 10, and who was your MVP of the episode? And by the way, Jay, if you're still here, I just sent you the link to the stream if you want to pop in. And like I said, for about 10, 15 minutes, we'll chop it up with Mr. Jay Manley. And if anyone else wants to join in, just let me know, and I can share the link with you all. Let's see. May says, so to be clear, the government killed the little girl. Yeah, the government. If you're referring to Sarah, the soldier was told to kill them, and yeah, he shot Sarah. And that scene towards the end, when we see Joel going ham on that one soldier, it was very deja vu. So, he wasn't able to save his daughter during that time, but this time around, he wasn't going to allow that to happen again to Ellie. So, yeah. Here. All right, I think I see Jay in the back room. I don't think the camera's connected quite yet, Jay, but as soon as we get that situated, I will get you in, my brother. Let's see here. Oh, there you go, Jay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bring in someone that haven't got a chance to talk to in a bit, but we connected through Alex's and Nate's channel a couple years back, and very, very awesome guy, knows his movies, big football fan, as we talked about at top. But I want to introduce you all to Mr. Jay Manley joining us from Iowa. What's going on, Jay?
Oh, I'm going pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. It's 2023, Jay. We got some good movies that's come out. So
Absolutely.
great show to look forward to for the next 10 weeks. So I'm doing good, Jay, and I'm happy to see you, man. How you been doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing great. Health wise, actually.
Good.
Happy to be here. Thank you
Awesome,
for having me.
Of course, Jay. And I know we briefly mentioned it, but next year, buddy. The Vikings, it was a tough loss, but it's always next year, man.
You know what? I'm a Viking fan. I've been a lifelong Viking fan. That's expected. Yeah. So you live and learn.
For sure.
Still have my Lakers, and I'm a Cub fan too, so it happens with the Cubs. So.
Oh man, you got some teams that's definitely been through it. I'm a Lakers fan too, Jay, and it's I'm a big Kobe's my guy. So ever since he retired, it's been up and down. But listen, Jay, man, tell me how you felt about tonight's episode, man. And I don't know, are you a game player at all? Have you ever played the game? Let us know your thoughts, man.
I'm not a huge gamer, but I do. When I do play games, I dive into them, and I enjoy them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I played Uncharted. I've played Assassin's Creed is my jam.
Ooh, to be honest with you, that's a good one.
Yeah. But they haven't really. The movie itself for Assassin's Creed, that adaptation.
We leave that one in the trash. That was not a good adaptation. But apparently, I know Netflix is going to be rebooting it, so hopefully that's a good adaptation. But adaptation, man. What did you did you play The Last of Us, the video game? Did you get a chance? I don't know. Did you say you played?
I just picked it up because
that's right.
I should have picked it up a lot sooner. As soon as I heard the announcement for the series, and I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it. It's like Last of Us is really, really good game to play.
Yeah.
Very character development, a lot of action, and it just seemed like you got to play it. And I'm just like, yeah, sure. And at that time I had the PlayStation 4, but now I have a PlayStation 5, and
nice.
I downloaded the game just couple weeks ago, and when I've had time, I play it. I'm not sure exactly how far I'm into it.
Yeah.
But what I like about the game is you actually, when you playing the character, you actually feel the character's emotions and everything when you're playing it. It's like from the get-go, when you first start that Joe's character, that first you actually play his daughter for a few seconds, and
Right, Sarah.
Sarah, and when that happens, it just happens so quick, and you're just like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
And it's and that when you watch that the first 10 minutes, it's like, wow.
They
And
captured that
so
excellently. Yeah.
yeah, they did capture it.
hmm
And I feel like this, from this game to the TV series, I think it's going to be emotional roller coaster,
Oh yeah.
because
Agree, Jay.
that's what's happening in this game too. And I'm also kind of worried about how fans are going to be about this from people that who haven't played the game. I think some people are going to really, really enjoy this. I really think the fans are going to like it a lot, but I think they might nitpick it a little bit, because you know how they are.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
you
mean,
left this
there's
out. You left this out. You left this out.
yeah, yeah,
But
that's kind of the unfortunate adaptations, but I think so far, and again, I mentioned, it's been years since I played the game, but it was definitely shot for shots that I remember from tonight's episode, whether it was seeing that opening scene, as you just mentioned, with Sarah and Tommy and Joel in the car, and the perspective of being in the back seat with Sarah and just seeing all the chaos going on. That was literally taken straight from the game. And of course, like you mentioned, I think there will be some people that's going to nitpick, but I think hopefully by the end of the series, the things that are nitpicky and stuff like that will be overshadowed by the excellent performances, the great storytelling, the one of the things I think is going to be a benefit too, because apparently, it was almost an hour and a half tonight, Jay. I think from what I heard from people that's seen the screeners, that's just the tip of the iceberg. Most of these episodes will be about an hour and a half, which to me is great because I love this world and being in this world. But I think at the same time, the benefit of that runtime is we want to get to spend maybe more time with some characters that weren't as fleshed out in the video game, because obviously the video game focuses so heavily on Joel and Ellie. But I'm really excited to really expand the world, expand these characters. And so far, Jay, I thought this episode really knocked it out of the park, man. But I mentioned MVPs. Mine was Joel. Who stood out to you tonight, Jay?
Oh, Joel stood out for me. I love. Is it? I keep saying. Is it Pedro? Right? Or
Pedro
I think for Pedro, he's got a great future ahead of him.
Yeah.
One of the things I was thinking about him is that he's getting what, $600,000 per episode.
Oh, I don't. That sounds kind of sounds. I would expect a little bit higher with him coming with the Mandalorian, but
600,000, maybe 600,000, maybe
per
I'm
episode.
saying it wrong. Yeah. One of the things I've noticed. All right, he's done what, the Mandalorian. He's done. I mean, that movie he did with Nicolas Cage. It's hard for me to remember the name of the title.
Oh yeah, I missed that one last year. I know what you're talking about, though. The unbearable weight of massive talent, right?
Yes, it's really good. And this might be kind of a hot take. Him and even though it was a horrible movie, Wonder Woman 1984, 84, he actually was pretty good in that movie.
He played the part. I definitely agree with you, Jay. He knew his character fit into the kind of goofiness of that film. Maxwell Lord, I think, was his character's name.
Right.
What is good could be better. Yeah, I thought he was great. Yeah.
So I think he's got. You even mentioned it earlier. I think he's going to get good roles coming down the road.
Yeah,
and he could be the next Brad Pitt. Who knows? I mean,
he's been in the game for a bit, but I think to me his career really took off due to the Mandalorian. But he had some other roles prior to that, little kind of smaller roles. Like I remember he was in the Kingsman, the sequel, in 2017, and then. When was Mandalorian? 2019. So yeah, he had some smaller roles prior to that, but I think Mandalorian really put him on the map. And then of course, if any Game of Thrones fans out there, he ate up his scenery. He wasn't in it. I don't want to spoil anything for those that haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
he is in the show, but
he was pretty good in that role.
He was pretty good in the 6 or 7 episodes that he was in as Overland, I think his name was. But no, he's great, man. I think you're so right, Jay. I think Hollywood has definitely taken notice to him as an actor, and he hasn't let me down yet, man. I think so far, based on this first episode, he perfectly captured the demons that Joel deals with, and the whole
Right.
him losing his soul after losing Sarah, but now kind of maybe having a little bit of hope with having Ellie and him going his journey. But I thought that he definitely captured the sense of the complexity of the Joel
Hmm.
character. I thought he was great, 100% great.
Right. And I maybe I said I might be saying being a broken record here, but I think as we continue to watch this, he's going to make you feel that person as an individual.
Yeah.
And and I've already read some reviews, and I've heard some of the other people, because I've seen people have already seen like the first 4 episodes,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they've already said nothing but good things about it.
Hmm.
Uh, and this is even coming from people that have not even played the game,
Right. Right.
and they're saying that things that even some of the characters that are coming out,
Hmm.
they're like, who are these characters? I mean, they're it's not about the characters that are. It's always going to be about Ellie and Joel,
Right. Right. Right.
and but these characters just play a small part. Even when you play the game, you get a brief no, you get a brief. I'm sorry, I'm losing my words
No,
here.
you're good, man. You're good.
You get a brief when you play the game, and if this might be part of the problem with the series, and I don't know if this is, I don't know what happens from each feature of the episodes,
Hmm.
but you're only going to get a brief introduction from each character, and then it just moves along.
Right.
So
Right.
I have a fear that some of the people that haven't played the game
Hmm.
are going to say, well, how come we didn't get a development from each of these characters?
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, 100. I definitely. I'm actually hoping that it was going to be the opposite, in which we're going to actually spend more time with exploring some of those more secondary characters. From Marlene or Tess, getting more of her. And of course, when we get on the road and meet some of those more the really bad people in the world, I hopefully think that we're going to spend more time with some of those characters that might, as you just mentioned, the game. You have these little checkpoints where you kind of meet characters, meet certain fractions, and you only spend a little bit
Right.
of them in the game. But I think in the show, hopefully in the show, we get to spend a little bit more time to really iron out the details, really iron out the characters. So I'm hopefully, to your point, hopefully people that haven't played the game will probably be like, man, we really got to know this character, really got to spend more time in this particular part of the world. So hopefully we get more
Right.
backstory than we did in some of the lack of backstory of some of the characters. I hope that's the case.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's the case too.
Yeah.
But who knows? It's
Yeah.
just we got 9 episodes to
Hmm.
see
Nine,
how they
and
work
like I
out.
said, from what because I know there was, to my understanding, some people got almost the full. I think only most people only didn't get the finale, but they got up to 9 episodes, and I think from what I heard, most episodes will be about an hour and 20 hour and a half. So we're gonna be fleshing out this world, which gets me
Yeah.
excited, Jay, and I'm really excited to
I'm,
get into it.
and so I don't, like I said, I'm not
Yep.
how far I am into the game,
Hmm.
but a lot of people tell me that um, the ending is a shocker. So
It is. It is. Like I said, it was a 2013 this game came out, and I bought this version. They remastered a couple years later. So it's probably been about 4 or 5 good years since I played the game. But I do remember some very shocking moments that I think, and I love that this show is on HBO, because they from Game of Thrones to The Wire to, I mean, you name it, all the great shows they have.
oh,
They
The
push the
Wire.
limits. They push the limits uh,
Yeah.
as far as violence, as far as the maturity of these stories. So we are in for a treat. And if I were you, Jay, I would probably, to not spoil anything, I would probably wait on finishing the game, watch the series, and then go back and play the game, because there are some shocking
Hmm.
moments that will. I'm very excited to see how they adapt it on screen. But yeah, this is a lot of shocking stuff that go down in this story.
This much I'll say: I got past the brothers.
Oh, okay.
That part really got my fillers going right there
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
got
yeah.
past the brothers. So
Yeah. No, it's and like you said when you got on, Jay, the thing about this game is of course, the action, the clickers, the infected, all this stuff is heart pounding, heart, edge of your seat action, adrenaline, sometimes very scary, especially when you're in the dark moments when you just hear the clicking noise. But it's really those characters that really push the narrative. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing those as this episode showed tonight. It took its time. It was barely, the first half, was we got the opening scene, but everything else was just at a very slower pace to really kind of build out and build the world. So I'm very excited to really, really dive into the nitty-gritty with the show.
yes. Can you compare this to any other show that you've seen?
I mean, first thing that comes to mind is The Walking Dead, with the establishment of the zombie-ish infected people. And I'll be honest with you, Jay, for the first 4 or 5 seasons of Walking Dead, that was like one of my favorite shows ever. I was locked in every single Sunday night AMC. Love that show, but then after a while it became repetitive. It kind of lost its flair. A lot of the main writers from the first few seasons kind of checked off, and Scott Gimble came into the mix. So that show for the longest was one of my favorites. But I think this definitely has some Walking Dead vibes, 100% sure. And there's
Right.
another show that has a similar type of premise that's kind of slipped my mind, but definitely The Walking Dead comes to mind. Was there a show that you kind of
I was thinking
could
The
think of?
Walking Dead
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Coral,
Yeah,
Lori.
I was thinking something else, but
Yeah.
it doesn't come to mind. But I feel kind of like there's a little bit of a Western at kind of.
Yeah, I can see that, especially with Joel kind of being that. I think they even mentioned Clint Eastwood. He can't be a Clint. He said something like that. I think Tess said something like
Yeah,
Clint Eastwood. So yeah, you definitely get that Western kind of old grizzled veteran from Joel in tonight's episode.
yeah, yeah. Um, it, it's. I think this show is going to be the next Game of Thrones. I heard it from me.
Yeah, I mean hey, it's already it's on the platform of HBO. It has the budget, it has the writers from Chernobyl and a couple other great series. I think I think what you, at least from what, and correct me if I'm wrong, from what you mean by Game of Thrones is kind of that water cooler talk, must see
Yeah,
TV,
yeah,
shocking moments, great performances. You're rooting for the bad guys at points. So I think I definitely agree with you that it has that opportunity to be that next big show that HBO has been looking for since Game of Thrones. And I think they
yeah.
actually, I don't know, did you watch House of the Dragon?
Oh yes, I did. I enjoyed House of the Dragon.
Oh, I loved it. Loved it. Yeah.
I mean, House of Dragon had some flaws in it, but
Mm-hmm.
there weren't too many. For example, it was sometimes there were like too many dark scenes, and I did have a little complaint with the time jump. I thought there were too many time jumps.
That was my biggest issue. And we're talking about tonight how we're looking forward to learning more of the characters, establishing more of the relationships. That was the thing about House of Dragon. We just we moved so quickly. Damon and his, when he married his wife and lose her in the same episode, like, oh man, I would have loved to spend more time with her and
Yeah,
Harwin Strong and Rhaenyra's relationship. So yeah, that was definitely my biggest con with House of Dragon.
right.
But yeah.
But the smartest thing that they did was when they introduced this last, they got the guy that wrote the game to come in and write.
Yeah, Neil.
Smartest thing they ever did.
I think that, yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, Jay. And I mentioned in the stream that sometimes it can be a gift and a curse to have the creators involved because it doesn't always translate. Video games don't always translate to movies and shows, and comic book writers can't necessarily write a screenplay. But I think you're so right, Jay, that bringing in Neil to be a part of the writers' room, because I know he assembled the writers' team to take on this huge task, was definitely a different thing from writing a video game to, adapting it into a show. But I totally agree with you, Jay, that it was great to bring him back into the mix, and then keep him, a part of the main creative team. I think you're so right, Jay, that was great to bring him in.
And I think people were asking about the score.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that did the score for the video game is doing the score for the series as well.
I love it, Jay. And as you mentioned too, and they brought the actress back that played her.
Marlene, yes.
I love that they were able to have her come back in the role. And from what I understand from some articles I read a few months back, there will be voice actors that voice the characters in the game that will be joining the show and playing obviously different characters. Like I think the
Yeah.
lady that who plays Ellie, Ashley, I think is her name. She's going to be Ellie's mom in the show, which is going to be cool.
Wow.
We really never really got to spend time in that relationship, so it's going to be based on a trailer. I remember seeing her, so yeah.
Right.
Walking Dead was interesting to me at the beginning of the apocalypse. Once they started embracing, yeah, no, definitely. When it's like every community was like, the governor and Negan and then the cannibals. Yeah, it just came to rinse, recycle, repeat. But I will always have Rick Grimes as one of my favorite TV characters of all time.
Yeah.
Rick is my boy.
I don't know. I hear I mean they got the new spin-off coming back bringing
or is that 4 of them, don't they? It's like
yeah, isn't like they're bringing Rick Grimes back. Is that like a movie or something like that? I don't know. I mean,
yeah, no, I think that I read not read, but I saw
it's too much.
Him and Michonne are going to have a spin-off show.
Which I think they're banking on too much there.
Yeah, milking that cow. Yeah. We'll see, but I might have to watch that, Jay, because like I said, Rick Grimes and also Michonne, those were 2 of my favorite characters, as well as Daryl and Glenn and all them. But man, you remember those days, Jay? Walking Dead Sundays.
Yes, I do.
They were great, man.
I do. They were good. Great. Actually, I didn't really first start watching The Walking Dead until the second season, because I caught the reruns on Netflix, and I'm like, oh damn, this show's really good. Because I think it was like the first seasons were like only like 10 short episodes. I mean like 8 episodes or something like that, 8 or 10 episodes, and so like damn, this show's really good. So then I started watching it. So then I was hungry for more for it. That's because I was busy watching other stuff. There's so many good stuff back then.
Yeah, no, it was when that show was on.
There's good stuff now too. I'm not sure, but.
Yeah, during the prime of Game of Thrones or Walking Dead, of course, Game of Thrones was on, Breaking Bad was on, Mad Men was on. It was a lot of great stuff. But like you just mentioned, I think we're definitely in a golden age of television, if you ask me, especially with various streaming services. But
writers are getting better. I mean, well, I shouldn't say they're getting better. I mean, they're out there. Writers are, actually there is a lot of good stuff out there. I got Apple TV. There's a lot of good stuff on Apple TV, and
people be sleeping on Apple TV, Jay. They be sleeping on it, my man. I love what Apple TV has to offer. I think the biggest default with Apple is they don't market their stuff good enough, just because they know that half the world has an iPhone, so they just assume, hey, free marketing, it comes with the Apple TV app, but they need to push their shows out more because they got some excellent programs on Apple TV, man.
It's the writers, it's a talent. It's a great talent to have to write smart stuff. And I wish I can have that skill.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. As far as the talent's always been there. It's been great TV for decades, for ages. But I think in the world of sci-fi and horror and stuff like that, I think they've allowed the writers to allow their vision to be fully seen with these networks like HBO having the budget they have. Netflix is giving people blank checks. So I think now the possibilities are endless because they're not limited to, stripping down some of the bigger moments, stripping down character moments. So I think we're at a point now where TV shows are really being paid attention to, and they're giving them the full, capacity to really giving them stories, except for Netflix, because Netflix just cancels things left and right, which is just.
What was that? 1888.
1899. Yeah, yeah. That was from the creators of, in my personal opinion, the creators of the greatest show to ever bless the screen in Dark. I don't know if you've ever seen Dark, Jay.
I heard that was really good. I started watching it, but then I kind of lost my attention and started watching other things.
Oh, you got to go back to it, Jay. It is the greatest story of all time.
I thought was it 1899, right?
Yeah, 1899. Yep.
It was very clever what they did there. They had a very good storyline, and we are digressing about other stories here, but 1899 they had all people speaking different languages. And
it was multicultural cast. Yeah,
stories were great, and Netflix has this habit of getting great stories and they cancel them.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. I don't know, not to derail Last of Us. We'll get back into what we're on about here. So many great TV shows, but no, to your point, Jay, Netflix is pissing me off because it's just like, how do you expect people to to stay on board with your program. And if you're just canceling things, you're not allowing shows to develop and to grow an audience. So yeah, it's kind of weird.
Right.
But one thing HBO
We'll
doesn't
get
have to
back.
worry about is I would say one thing HBO doesn't have to worry about is viewership, because
Right.
HBO always delivers when it
Right.
comes to premium television, Sunday night water cooler talk. And I think The Last of Us for the next 10 weeks will be that show that people will be talking
Right.
about. And I'm excited to have that show on Sundays.
My concern is that, are they going to flush out this series to the whole game to the end? Are they going
That's a good
to leave
question,
us
Jay.
with a cliffhanger to where
That's
they
a good
going
question,
to?
man.
Are they going to keep it a 2-season?
From what I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong in the chat if anyone knows a little bit more information than me, but I thought I read the creator said that this first season that we're going to be getting with this show will be covering the entire first game, which I'm surprised to hear that. I was thinking that they were going to maybe split some of the stuff up and kind of flesh it out, but apparently season 1 will be the first game. And I haven't played episode or Last of Us 2, but apparently Last of Us season 2 will be based on the game. So it's going to be interesting to see that, because I've always been a fan of having a plan and not milking. We just talked about, Walking Dead, not,
Yeah.
milking a series out and having like, okay, we got 3 seasons to tell the story. We got 4 seasons. But if it's only 2 seasons, hopefully it's 2 of the best seasons of TV we've seen. So we'll see, man. But I could be wrong. I thought I read that was the plan is just 2 seasons.
Yeah, because it could be 2 seasons. But the problem with that is that, from what I hear, The Last of Us 2 is where Ellie is an adult. She's 5 years later.
Yeah.
5 years later.
Yeah, again, I haven't played. Unfortunately, something huge with that got spoiled for me because it was online for many days. But yeah, there is a time jump that where we see Ellie as an adult and in a relationship, and yeah. So it's going to be interesting, because you would think that if that's the case, they're going to have to recast the young lady that's playing Ellie now if they're going to age her up.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry if I spoiled it, but I don't think that's too much.
No, it's not a spoiler at all. I mean, if people remember, the game just came out a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. And it was pretty apparent that Ellie was aged up. So yeah. But we'll see, man. We'll see. But Jay, man, I'm gonna see if anyone else wants to hop on. If not, we're gonna wrap it up, Jay. But again, man, it's been a minute, and I'm so happy that we were able to link up and chop it up, man. And hopefully, I might bring this back every Sunday. I'm definitely gonna do the watch alongs. Those are always fun. But we're probably gonna do after shows after that. But Jay, man, why don't you let the people know? If there's anything you want to plug, any.
Well, I don't have much to plug. I just post every once in a while. If you know me, I don't really talk about movies or anything like that on my Instagram channel, but every once in a while I'll slap something on the smoker and show it off. So
yeah.
So it's J Manley 84, which is the same number that Randy Moss wore on his jersey. So
one of the greatest wide receivers of all time.
So yeah, so yeah, if you want to find me on there, and if you want to ask me questions about my day or what I'm cooking or something like that, feel free to hit me up on Instagram.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Jay, like I said, man, I'm so great to see your face and hear your voice, man. And I appreciate you joining us with the watch party, joining us on tonight's discussion. And I look forward to maybe having you on again, man, and seeing where we are a couple weeks from now, seeing if the show is still holding that great mark that it did after this first episode.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. I think it will be. I think we're going to be in for a fun ride.
I think so, Jay. Well, hey, man, it's good seeing you. You have a good night and a great week, man.
All right, you too. Thank you for having me.
All right, Jay. Take care, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jay Manley. Like I said, I haven't spoken to Jay in a couple years, man, but I always like seeing what he has to say about, whether it's movies or shows. In this case, he's a great guy. And like he said, check him out on Instagram, guys. The man can cook. He can cook. He can get down. So shout out to Jay, man. But like I said, if anyone else wants to join, I'll probably stay on for another 10 to 15 minutes because I got to take this little man out to the restroom and have him do his business. And I'm going to make myself a sandwich and I'm going to rewatch this episode. You know what I'm saying? But if anyone wants to join, like I said, if you have Instagram or Twitter, hit me up on the DM and I can invite you on and get your thoughts on it. But if not, we're going to probably wrap it up in another, 5-10 minutes. But Meanwhile, let me get back to these comments. Oh, Sandman. I can't wait for Sandman season 2. I love that show. It's one of my favorites of last year. Dark has been in my queue. Listen, Josh. You will not be Josh. You will not be disappointed. Anyone that's been on the fence about Dark, because it's it isn't subtitles. It is a German show. I get it. Subtitles can sometimes take away. I don't think that, because I personally love international movies and shows, but neither here nor there. Listen to me when I tell you Dark is the greatest show of all time. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. Let's see. Jose says, I'm worried about the merger with Disney making them force cheap reality shows on us instead of the. Well, I thought it's been established that Mr. David Zaslav is he doesn't want to put anything out that doesn't bring in viewerships and bring in great quality. Sorry. So I thought that was the opposite. That Zoloff was like, no, we're focused on premium content. So, but we'll see. So far, I know the murder's been kind of up and down with movies getting canceled, shows getting canceled, but I'm hopeful that we get some great content from WB. Enjoyed Dark. Felt let down by. Well, that's the thing about 1899. Very similar to Dark. Dark. Well, first off, Dark was excellent from the get go, but it did build itself out. Right, it took its time to tell a story, and that's the same thing that 1899 did. It established these characters and the whole situation with the boat, and there was obviously a huge cliffhanger that was going to be answered in season 2, I would imagine. But yeah, no, I thought that they Netflix effed up with that, man. They should have let the creators tell their story, because, like I said, Dark was excellent. HBO was the first to have original programming off the TV network. Yeah, HBO's been doing their thing for decades, so that's why Netflix canceled it. It wasn't up to par. I mean, the reason they canceled is because Netflix is I don't know. I don't even want to get into that comment. Like, I don't know how Netflix is assumes they're going to keep getting subscribers. There's only a certain amount of households that have internet. There's only a certain amount of households that can afford $16.99 a month. So, to me, Netflix, like, building their business model off of bringing in new subscribers is like you got to switch it up, man, because it's only a finite amount of people that can afford Netflix and that can have internet service. So, anyway. Yeah, Jay's cool, man. Like I said, Jay's the homie. I sit in the okay. Well, yeah, let me see. Let me check my DMs. We'll get you on the stream, my friend. I'm from YouTube. Would like to join? All right, man. Well, I'll send you the link, my friend. Did you just create an IG like tonight? We'll get you on, man. Ion, let me share the link with you, my friend, because I see you on the IG, and we'll have you on for like I said 5-10 minutes to get your thoughts. So Ion, if you're still on, man, I just sent you the link to join. And get your thoughts, man. Get your thoughts, and also get to meet you for the first time. So I know you've been on a couple other streams. So yeah, thanks again, Jay. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you coming through. Saying I'm rewatching in a few. What Dark or are you talking about tonight's episode? Yeah. Like I said, I'm gonna take this little. I can't say the OUT because he'll freak out. But yeah, take him out and get something to eat. But in the meanwhile, man, before we get my man Ion in the building, or she, I don't know if it's a he or she. I'm gonna meet him in a little bit. Again, guys, I appreciate you tuning in tonight with the watch party and to the after show. If you haven't already, that thumbs up. If it is gray, let's make that thing red. Turn that gray into red. Hit that thumbs up, as well as like I said, we're gonna be on for another 10:30, 10 minutes. And get another person in here to get their thoughts on the episode, and we'll call it a night. Let's see here. They weren't meme-worthy content. I don't know what they want. But they got some great shows. Like I said, Dark, Stranger Things, a lot of great programming on there. But it's just like, come on, man, you got to keep some of these smaller shows. Got to give them some opportunity to grow some legs. I appreciate the community here as well. I appreciate y'all, man. I really do. But yeah, man, I'm really, really excited for these next 9 weeks. Having a show, there's nothing better than a Sunday night show, right? We talked about The Walking Dead was a hit for a few seasons. Game of Thrones obviously was just dominating the conversation for many, many years. And it's just great, man. I'm so happy that we have a show. House of Dragon filled that vacancy for a little bit, having that water cooler talk. And we're right back at it, man. So I'm really, really excited for The Last of Us based on tonight's episode. And man, we're gonna get into some stuff these next 9 weeks, man. We're gonna get into some stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. Stress VK says, "What was the movie CD Pedro's daughter borrowed from the?" So in the watch party, I had a big old ring light in my face. I'm gonna have to rewatch it because I couldn't see what that movie was. I thought it was like, I might be wrong. I thought it was Vin Diesel on the cover of that DVD or that movie she took. But I don't know if it's gonna have like a huge significance because I don't remember it being a significant thing in the video game. So I don't know. Stress free. I'm gonna have to go back and replay that scene and see if there's a significance to that movie that she borrowed from her neighbors. But like I said, I don't know why I thought that was Vin Diesel on the cover. It looked like I'm gonna actually replay that scene right quick and see if I can get a glimpse of what movie that was. But no, shout out to Sarah, man. Like I said, I thought that was great that they allowed us to spend a little bit more time with Sarah in the episode and really kind of establish their relationship. And also, too, speaking of just kind of going back and look at the episode here, I'm very curious on if we're going to get any more of those flashbacks from the 60s. That was something that was very different from the video games as far as establishing this virus, this infection, this fungus. So that was pretty cool, I thought. I'm just scrolling through the episode here and looking back to see what that DVD was that we are talking about here. But great episode tonight, guys. Great episode. There we go. What movie was that? But Ion, are you coming in, man? Are you coming in? Because we're gonna wrap it up here in a bit, my friend. Let me know. In the meantime, while we wait for our next guest to get in here, I will say this week will be pretty fun. I got a couple videos lined up for you all, for my servant fans. We are back in the world of M. Night Shyamalan. So I'll be having my weekly episode 2 review coming up this Friday. Any movie fans out there, we got the new Screen Life film called Missing, starring Storm Reed and Nia Long. And I got a chance to see that the other night, and I'm very excited to share my thoughts with you all on that. Probably, if not tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. And what was something else? A couple other things I got in the pipeline, but it's going to be a very exciting week, wrapping up the month for my birthday month of February. All right, I'm looking at it now. Stress. I can't see what the movie is. What the movie? Let me see. I'm rewinding it. What did she get? Let's see. Oh, this is like a made up film. It's like Fight Ninjas 3 or something. Hold on. I don't think it's any significance to it, Stress. But it looks like this is a fake made up TV movie. Curtis the Viper 2. Yeah, that's the name of the movie. I would bring it up on the screen, but I'll have to log into my HBO. Yeah, it's a fake made up series, Curtis Viper. If anyone at home knows what that means, and it's a sequel. Curtis Viper 2 is the name of the game. I don't know if the Viper has anything to do with him being the Red Viper in Game of Thrones. What does the success of this show do for the future video game adaptations? How does it position Sony as a force similar to Marvel? It's a great question, Josh. As I mentioned before we had Jay on, I think that this is the way to go. I think this is the way to tell stories is through TV form. Not tell, prefer to video games, telling long form video games, turn them into TV shows. So I think this is the blueprint moving forward. Like I mentioned, Amazon already greenlit, or not greenlit, but Amazon announced they're going to be doing the God of War series on their platform. And I believe I could have sworn BioShock was greenlit by Amazon too, or going to be working on by Amazon, but I could be wrong there. But I think that this show is going to prove that, not that there's nothing wrong with having video games into movies, but I think this show and many other shows that we're going to see in the future will show that it's, when you have 9-10 hours with stories and characters is only going to benefit your story, because again, you're cramming in 10 hours of video game into 2-hour films, and it just doesn't work, in my opinion. So I think that this will be the blueprint of, like, with a good production studio behind it, like an HBO, an Amazon, Apple, that's allowing the creators to tell their stories. They're going to be able to have those platforms to do so. And as far as Sony goes, they already got their Uncharted series, which did okay at the box office. Tom Holland's time, but I would have loved to have seen that for a TV show. But no, I think moving forward, we're going to see more of these studios, these video games, be adapted on the small screen. I didn't really like Halo that much, but I know they got a season 2 in the works. Gears of War is another one of my favorite games that I would love to see be adapted, which I think they're working on that too. Because I remember, was it Netflix that announced Gears of War? Because I remember Dave Bautista did his whole thing, like he threw his name in a bunch to play the lead character there. So yeah, I think this is the way. This is the way. It's TV shows for these great video games. Let's see here. We got my man Tim in the building. Dark was definitely a mind twister, and 1899 was one as well, but it had a lot going on the first season. So many people turned off. Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it because, again, I'm so familiar with the creators of the show that I was kind of used to their storytelling methods. I was thinking it might have been foreshadowing. Oh, okay, yeah, the movie, yeah. I don't know. It might be an Easter egg, but like I said, I still have it on the screen. You probably can't see it, but yes. Let me see. Can you see it? That's the screenshot of it there. Curtis Viper 2 is the movie that Sarah gave her dad. That might mean something, but I can't think of anything. Servant, yeah, we're back. We're back in the world of M. Night, and Leanne, and Dorothy, and Sean, and Julian. Yeah, I'm here trying to get in. Got it. Thanks. Yeah, no worries, man. I was curious about it too, so I'm glad we looked it up. It says I have to wait for a day to do a live stream. What? I don't know what that means, brother. Anyone should be able to join. I don't know what that means at all. You have to wait for a day to join a live stream. That's weird. This is the way. This is the way, man. Video games adapted to TV shows. That was the Paramount. Oh, okay. Because isn't Paramount doing the Halo series, which, like I said, I wasn't the biggest fan of. With Joel, nothing is cheesy. 80s action. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Ooh, yeah, ooh, that's a great call. Ooh, a gritty western on HBO, and what was that show on HBO? That western show with Timothy Oliphant. Goodness gracious, what was the name of that show? They made a movie about it too. Oh my goodness, guys, I gotta look it up. It was Timothy Oliphant and the guy that's in I am drawing a blank, guys. But it was a great show, and I'm not a big Western guy, but man, when there's a good Western, man, they hit hard. What is the name of that damn show? Not Justified. Is it Timothy? I thought this one was Timothy Oliphant. Mandalorian. Deadwood. That was a great show. I didn't finish it. I saw a good amount of it. But that was on HBO too, if I'm not mistaken. But if we can get a Red Dead Redemption, yeah, that would be pretty awesome, Josh. That's a great call, man. Deadwood, thank you, Mary. Yeah, May, I figured it out. Yeah, Deadwood was a good show, really good show. And like I said, I'm not a big Western guy. There's nothing against Westerns, but I don't really seek them out as I do other genres that I enjoy. But Deadwood was great, and they made a movie too. I think I didn't watch the movie because, like I said, I didn't watch most of the show. I just watched a handful of episodes, and I remember it being excellent television. But listen, man, I think I'm gonna call it a night. We're coming up on 3 hours, and like I said, my little dog over there, he's ready to go to the bathroom. And I gotta get something in my stomach here and get something to eat. And we watched tonight's episode, but we're gonna have to get you on next week, man. I don't know why I gave you that weird message. You don't normally have to have I don't think you have to have like a YouTube channel or anything to get on the stream, because I've had people on here that hasn't had channels that were able to get on, but we'll figure it out, man. We'll be on next week. But I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. Again, I appreciate all you all joining me. That was a part of the watch party. That will be something we're gonna do on every Sunday. Now the after shows I'm gonna probably do the little 15-20 minute after shows every week, and depending on if we have guests, we might go a little bit longer. But definitely expect to be here. If you all will have me be your virtual host of these watch parties, we're going to probably be doing that for the next 9 weeks, and really get into this show, man. And this year alone, man, I'm very, very excited for this year, with not only shows but movies, and get into these live discussions with you all, because you all are awesome. I can't thank you enough for the continued support, man. We're going on year 5 on YouTube, man, and it's last year was, from a numbers perspective, was was the best year we had, and we grew the channel a lot, and I'm really got a lot of big plans for 2023 for the channel, man. And I need my peoples with me. I need y'all with me. So I'm excited for this year, and we kicking things off right. We're kicking things off right with this first episode. So again, before you all leave, if you haven't, hit that thumbs up. Again, by the time the stream is fully up, I'm going to go ahead and put little time codes in the description, so those that are watching the replay knows when we watched the episode, and when we were on for a little bit longer than anticipated, about an hour and a half, actually. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate Jay for joining me earlier. That's the homie. Hope you have a great week, Jay. Good seeing your face, man. But yeah, guys, like I said, thank you for tonight. Look forward to Missing review, Servant review. There's something else I just can't remember. So keep an eye out for that. Hit that bell, hit that notification bell, because we put out a lot of content here, and I have such a good time doing so. But from me to you all have been awesome. Let me just get these little comments, and then we're gonna call it a night. Keep up the great work and content. Oh, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. Josh, Deadwood was yeah, it was Deadwood. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole thing, Jay, but from what I saw, fuego, some great television. Shelter, thanks. Thank you, Mary, Mayanne. I appreciate you. Always fun. Community, thank you. Looking forward to it. All right, man. Y'all are great, man. Y'all are great. Congrats, well deserved. All right, we're gonna leave it on that note. Y'all be safe, and we'll catch you next week on some more The Last of Us. Take care, everyone.